Welcome to the continued podcast adventures of Superhero Speak.
But I think many of the people that love this character and that love superheroes in general have used these stories as inspiration to say, you know what? I'm going to do something good in the world. I'm going to make a difference like my hero when I was a kid.
That is my fondest memory of it, because when you're doing comic books, you want them to affect people.
Right.
You want people to care. You want to strike emotions. And I knew that Clone Saga was striking a lot of emotions.
Can you imagine Pulp Fiction starring Goofy and Mickey Mouse?
I can totally imagine that.
I'm sure somebody's written that one too.
Quarter pounder with cheese in France, Mickey? What? Royale with cheese, Mickey. Yeah. I can totally.
See?
I would watch the hell out of that movie.
Yes, I gladly sacrifice my progeny to you, almighty Marvel beast.
But Neil Adams is somewhere going, it's my time.
How do you measure success? Hey everyone, you are listening to Superhero Speak, and I'm your host Dave.
And John.
And J.D.
Hey, and we're all back together. We can actually talk together this week.
Yay?
Well,
okay.
Well, we missed you last week, JD.
I missed you guys too.
But, I would like to say thank you again to Darren from, Superpowered Fancast for filling in. He did a great job, and John and I had fun talking with him about Daredevil Season 3. At least, okay, I'm not gonna talk for John. I had a good time talking with him.
I had a good time too. What are you trying to do? Start a war here?
No. But while we were busy doing that, JD, you were busy doing another podcast.
That's correct. I and my younger brother Matt decided to do a special Halloween theme bonus episode of Superhero Speak, or Super Horror Speak, as I dubbed it on the show. And we reviewed the John Carpenter 1978 classic Halloween. And it was a lot of fun. Matt and I have these kind of conversations all the time. So, I mean, it took us a little bit of time to figure out the podcast format of it. But we got into it and talked a lot of good film stuff. It was fun. I really liked it.
Yes, it's a couple of movie geeks talking about a movie.
Yes. And we're both movie geeks, so we talk about, Steadicam shots and,
yes,
the why stuff works. And Matt got into talking about sound, and he started talking about, 4/5 time and 4/4 time, and I didn't even know what the hell all that stuff meant. But my brother's a genius, so yeah, it was fun. It was, I think we delivered a different kind of podcast to certainly what we do, but I think it kind of fit in. We talked about the continuity of Halloween, which fits in great with superheroes because it's pretty much like DC. For those who didn't get to hear the show, let me explain very, very quickly. Halloween 1 and 2 are the first two Halloween movies. Halloween 3 has nothing to do with any other Halloween movies. After Halloween 3, Halloween 4, 5, 6 are their own thing, like connect with it. But then they made Halloween H2O, which ignored Halloweens 3 through 6. So H2O and that its sequel, Resurrection. That's another continuity. So 1, 2, H2O, Resurrection. Then Rob Zombie did his thing, made two Halloween movies that really weren't that great, followed by this current Halloween film that ignores 2. So now the fourth Halloween continuity is Halloween 2018. So if that doesn't fit in with like superhero stuff, I don't know what does.
Now, okay. See, I'm really upset that I missed this conversation, and I haven't seen the new one yet. So it even ignores 2?
Yes, she is not Michael Myers' sister in this new one.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And I guess he's not exactly immortal either, huh?
No, he's
kind of not sure. But
it depends. They ended it like spoilers. They ended Halloween, the new Halloween, the same way they ended the original Halloween. You think Michael could be dead, and then you hear the Michael Myers breathing over the credits.
Yes.
So
okay,
he should be dead, but isn't. Yeah, it played a lot more. They really deviate from the supernatural elements and focus more on the force of nature elements of Michael Myers, while kind of steering back into the supernatural at the end.
Which was John Carpenter's original
plan.
original plan, because the whole idea was to be an anthology with a different story every Halloween, and he always defended it, 1 and 2, saying it was all the same Halloween night. It was just a continuation of the same exact story.
Correct, but they called it Halloween 2. You can't really start an anthology with 3.
Right.
Because then the brand has already been set at that point. And, we talked about Season of the Witch, how there are brilliant ideas in Season of the Witch that are executed just terribly.
I thought I'd heard that Season of the Witch, though, was just another movie that they just threw the Halloween name on.
It pretty much was. Like, they were gonna do like an anthology series. But everybody went, where the hell's Michael Myers?
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people have definitely listened to the show. It does have a good number of downloads. Yeah. So if you guys have listened to it and you enjoyed it, let us know. If you didn't like it, let JD know. I mean,
blow up that Twitter feed.
Because if you guys like it, something we want to continue on doing at least every other week or maybe once a month, doing something like that and probably concentrating on horror movies. So,
to be quite frank, if people dig it, I will make time to do one a week. Because Matt and I we had a trip this past weekend where we had to go up to Wisconsin for a wrestling clinic. It was like a 6-hour drive, and we were just hammering ideas back and forth. So I'm excited to do it. I mean, I can, he's going to edit it, so I have time to just talk for a week.
That's what you're good at.
Oh, I'm excellent at delegating. I'm the greatest delegator in the world. I'm great at telling people what to do.
Yeah, I believe it. Cool. And again, if you like it, let us know on our Twitter at Superhero Speak, or follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Superhero Speak, or you can email us. And the best way to do it is email hosts at superheroespeak.com, and all three of us will get that email, and one of us will reply. Either me or JD.
We all do have our own tags too, or Dave and John and JD at Superhero Speak. So if you want to send me threatening messages, I got time during my day. It would entertain me.
Yes. And speaking of social media, I wanted to make sure our listeners all now know that you can find us on Spotify, finally. Yay.
Yes, we've invaded.
About time.
Yes, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, for anyone who's curious, this is, behind the scenes, podcast stuff that no one really cares about. But we host our podcast ourselves on our, server. So if you were on Podbean or any of those other services, they were offering, right away to, with Spotify deals with them. So like anyone who was on Podbean automatically got onto Spotify. They just opened it up to everyone now. So we were able to submit it, and it was, it was actually really quick. So thank you to the people of Spotify for that. But yes,
thanks.
go ahead.
Well, I'll say thanks, Spotify.
Yes, thanks, Spotify. And as Marcellus, from So Wizard likes to always say, it's his favorite way to listen to podcasts. So there you go, Marcellus. You don't have to try to find us on iTunes anymore. You can just add us to your stream. So.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. So speaking of social media, we didn't do this last week because JD wasn't here.
We only do this when I'm around now?
It's your favorite part of the show.
That is true. That is true. I was far too happy today.
It is our social media wow. It's our social media madness. And, we'll start with, we had, talked about them moving back the Wonder Woman, or moving up the Wonder Woman movie to 2019. And, we had Josh DeFalco, who's Josh_DeFalco on Twitter. He said it's going to be more than just a gap in the schedule, for DC to compete with Marvel. Oh, it's going to take more than a gap in the schedule for DC to compete with Marvel on the film front. Wonder Woman is DC's only saving grace, And at this stage, they need better quality storytellers and adapters.
Well, it's their only saving grace in the movies. The TV shows are actually doing okay.
So I have a legit question. Why do they have to compete with Marvel? Why can't they just release movies and let movies be movies?
I agree, but it's just, you're going to get compared. It's your two biggest superhero entities, DC and Marvel. So they're going to get compared no matter what they do.
And because Marvel's doing something that nobody's ever done before, I would think that the comparison is always going to, it's going to come down on Marvel's side because of just how they've executed the last 10 years.
But that's the thing. They've been doing it for 10 years. And DC has been dropping the ball for 6.
Right, but the thing is that Marvel came up with a plan, got the actual comic book writers involved, got really talented people that their casting is like absolutely spot on, even to the point of, they could cast anybody at this point. You'd say, oh yeah, that'll actually work, I'm sure. Whereas DC is still run by the executives. They're saying, hey, look at all this money going to Marvel. We can do that too. And then just, throwing whatever at the wall and seeing if anything sticks.
Well, not only do they gamble, literally, like they put their IPs up as collateral when they were when they financed the first Iron Man. So they literally put their money where their mouth was.
Yeah.
Rob Foster said, and it's Foster ICAL at Foster ICAL on Twitter. Some might call it a marketing strategy, but it shows intimidation. If Warner DC has faith in their product, why care when Marvel does anything? Just a thought. Because I had suggested that they were taking advantage in the gap in Marvel's schedule, and that's maybe why they were doing it in 2019.
Yeah, I think that's a smart way to look at it too, especially if Marvel's not going to have anything out, because an oversaturated market is a dangerous market.
Right. Mm-hmm. Tonic Mole said,
what a great name, by the way.
And he's at Tonic Mole. Also, they're only increasing their own record gap in releases. I'm guessing they are delaying moving forward with anything DCEU until after Aquaman and leaving room to adjust if need be.
I thought the DCEU itself was kind of dead and they were just going to do their thing.
He also said, I'm assuming it's to get away from Star Wars, or they are making last-minute additions. I don't know about that.
I assume they're doing reshoots. Every movie does reshoots.
Yeah. And then finally, Daniel Simpson, at Oklahoma Daniel, said, no! I need it now.
It's fun to read that in Freddie Mercury voice, where you just go, I need it now! I need it now! That's how I read it.
Of course you did.
It's fun in my head.
If that keeps you humble.
Starting to sound like my wife.
And of course, the main topic last week was Daredevil season 3. Have you watched it yet?
No.
The question I had posed to the fans is, who do you think had the most compelling storyline this season? And his response was pretty much Matt. They focused a lot on Karen, but in the end it was kind of pointless. She appeared to learn absolutely nothing at all.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry there, JD, but I kind of would agree with that point.
I'll see it eventually. I do like these shows. This is Tonic Mole again, and he is all over the social media feed this week.
Yes, he must be he's our number one mole.
Stalker.
That's good. Mole.
A lot of people have talked about Namor. We talked about Namor quickly last week about possibly joining the MCU. Rob Foster again, he said, I also thought they would do something with the original. Oh, wait. Is this a follow-up to another comment he had? I'm going to make sure. No, okay. He said, I also thought they would do something with the original Human Torch, since they showed him in a cameo in Captain America: First Avenger, which is true, and they never did. I had said is Namor joining the MCU, and Diane Dotson, sorry Diane, who's at JD Diane or J Diane Dotson on Twitter.
Okay, I think you've murdered that.
Deep breaths.
I think you've done that one in.
Under Alien Control said, if they sideload him into the MCU, though, a Fantastic Four movie, then it wouldn't need an initial solo offering.
He's right. That's actually a good idea to go along with another great screen name.
I thought when you said Under Alien Control, I think you were blaming that for why you couldn't pronounce the name.
And PJ Smith, at Patrick Smith 5, said he and Dr. Noob would be fantastic. I see what he did there.
When is Dr. Doom going to be fantastic in a movie, though?
That's a good question.
Get Jared Leto to play him.
Oh, he was actually replying. PJ Smith wasn't replying to us. He was replying to Comic Book Nostalgia at CB Nostalgia, who retweeted our tweet while also they did it in a like a quote type thing with a link to a video that they did talking about the same thing, Namor, bringing Namor into the MCU. So I watched it. It's it's only a couple minutes long. I will include a link to that YouTube episode in the description of this episode, so check them out. That's Comic Book Nostalgia. So, I'm gonna reward some people piggybacking off of us. How's that sound?
Sure. I think it's cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We also talked about, remember the Boba Fett movie getting canceled?
Yeah.
And Lillian Sue had said, probably on the shelf for the foreseeable future.
And tagged a whole host of people.
Yes, she did. Yeah, I don't know. I think we talked about this, and I kind of think, it's the whole complaint. Again, the oversaturation thing, right? We talked about it with the Marvel. Now we're talking about it with Star Wars. It's like,
I thought the driving force behind the Boba Fett movie getting canceled was the Mandalorian TV show that Jon Favreau's producing.
Right. They're saying they want to concentrate on that, which makes sense. But I also kind of think, is it just going to be on the shelf for now? Do you think they'll ever pull that back out? Or do you think it's like, no, we don't need a Boba Fett movie, so why do it?
I don't think we need a Boba Fett movie. I think what makes Boba Fett cool is that the armor is great and we don't really know a lot about him.
Right.
So.
So we had talked about, Dick Grayson changing his name to Rick. And we had a fun little conversation about that on the show. And at Chris the Fist.
Chris the Fist, okay.
Chris
the Fist. Another great
one. He quoted our tweet and retweeted, when I found out Robin's name was Dick while reading ancient issues of Teen Titans, my reaction was basically confused until it was like, oh, this poor guy, LOL. So I couldn't let that go. I had to reply, LOL, quote, ancient issues, unquote. We were probably alive when some of those came out.
So I'm hoping he didn't mean the Wolfman and Perez issues. I'm hoping he was maybe talking about some of those old Brave and Bold Teen Titans books, because, yeah, even I was alive when those things came out, and that makes me feel old.
And then he said, oh, I'm sorry, only say that because they weren't in very good condition. Mom got a bundle of them from eBay. Mom got them from eBay. This guy's got to be young. And then, of course, they said, it's cool. JD probably wasn't alive. He's younger than us and the rest of us. As long as you enjoy the books. And his last response was, I did. I wish I knew where I left them, probably in the cubby at daycare years ago.
Like 4 years ago. These weren't that bad this week, actually.
Say that again?
These weren't that bad this week, actually.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Usually our social media is a trip down hell, but this was actually entertaining.
And then finally we had talked about the, I tweeted an article, about Doom Patrol being, coming into the Titans. They're going to be in episode 4, right?
Yeah.
And, Lily Kiwi, at Lily Kiwi, had said, I'm loving the series so far. So I responded because I'm curious since I haven't seen it yet. What do you like about it? Is there anything you don't like? And her response was, what I like best is Anna Drop is Starfire. My only complaint is that I have to wait week to week for the next episode.
Which is interesting because this is not how, they're not even the millennial generation, the post-millennial generation, which hasn't been named yet, how they are used to consuming content. Like the idea of waiting week to week is like, oh my God!
Exactly.
Yeah, remember back in the day where if you didn't get in front of the TV at a certain time, you would actually miss the episode and never get to see it again.
Oh, I remember rushing home as a kid from grade school to make sure I got to see the latest G.I. Joe or Transformers cartoon.
No, that was Saturday morning. That's when you had to plan your day out.
No. G.I. Joe and Transformers came on after school.
Yeah, they were weekday shows.
That's right. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of way, way back.
Yeah, I mean,
70s.
They had to sell those toys every day to us.
Oh yes, and it worked too. I was enjoying.
All right, what do you say we talk about a little bit of news?
In the news.
Sure.
So Marvel has announced, or that's possibly right. Was it confirmed?
No, I think it's confirmed.
Okay.
There is going to be a Falcon and Winter Soldier miniseries.
Oh, good. Series.
That's exactly what I would think.
I mean, with Civil War, right? It was just hysterical.
Do you see this is coming, right? Like, why we would get a Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I was just about to say, is this have something to do with figuring out who's going to take the mantle?
I think
heroes
so.
Go in, one comes out.
Well, that's interesting because they picked the two guys who did it. In the last decade, pick after replaced twice, and they picked the two guys who did it. So, something there.
Even after Chris Evans walked back his statement, or clarified, he was just saying he enjoyed playing the character. He didn't say this was necessarily a spoiler. I don't know.
Narrator, it was a spoiler.
Yeah. So, who do you guys want to see take over? If you had to choose, and they both have taken over in the comics, if you had to choose between Falcon or Winter Soldier, and we'll start with John, who do you think should take his place?
Who should take his place? I mean, they both had it, right? So, I would say Louise.
Louise?
Yeah. Michael Pena, Louise from Ant-Man.
Oh,
I would
Louise.
say yes.
Luis, not Louise.
Louise, sorry. Louise.
No, he wasn't one of your choices.
Did you really think that I was going to pick something normal?
No.
Come on.
Off-brand.
Way off-brand. No, I mean, I mean, at this point, Bucky Barnes is the only choice, I'd say.
Okay. What do you think, JD?
I agree. I think Bucky Barnes, mainly because the Ed Brubaker run on Cap is top 5 all time for me. And I was against the idea when it happened. This is 10 years ago, something like that. But I really like what Brubaker specifically did with Bucky as Cap. And I think Sebastian Stan's a pretty good actor, and I'd like to see what he does with it. I'm not to say Mackie would do bad, but I just, I'm feeling a little more Bucky as Cap.
Yeah.
He's got the attitude for it.
And I think with the lineage, the whole Bucky Cap thing, I think it always makes more sense to me to go with that way. If he had to be replaced, like Bucky should be the first guy. Like if Batman goes, Dick Grayson should be the guy.
Yeah. Maybe one day. Actually, I agree with that. And the main reason is, with First Avenger, they definitely set up their relationship, and then they showed how strong their friendship was in Winter Soldier. So it's like, but they never really set up the Cap-Falcon relationship that they did in the comics. They don't show their partnership the way they did in the comics.
You get a little bit of it in Winter Soldier, but and that's part of it too, is I don't feel the connection is quite as strong in the film versions of the characters. Like Falcon's mainly kind of his own guy.
Right. Yeah. So, alright, if you're listening, Marvel, there are choices. Of course, other people seem to have another choice in mind.
Which is?
Apparently people want John Cena.
John Cena? Oh my
Cena.
God. Even I could pronounce that one right. Come on. John Cena, man. Don't make him angry.
So he tweeted out a mysterious, which is basically the picture of Cap's shield from the movies. And now everyone's talking about him taking over as Captain America.
Okay, first of all, John Cena's Instagram account is nothing but troll stuff. Like, John Cena's got a weird sense of humor that he doesn't, the guy's kind of like the most corporate speaky dude ever when it comes to actually giving quotes. But you go on Instagram and the dude is weird. And he'll do these things all the time. He'll just throw out he throws on a picture with no reference whatsoever and leaves it to people to interpret. I'm sure he would love to play that character. I don't know what's going to happen.
Awesome.
I take it by your awesome, John. You would like to see him play him?
Why not?
He looks like a superhero.
Yeah. And he's got some chops.
Yeah, he does have some chops. He has not been bad. He's trying to make that crossover. He's not as active in WWE as he once was. So he's trying to go that Rock route of finding the next phase of his career.
Yeah.
Dude looks good at 40. So I'd like to see him get involved in Marvel in some way, shape, or form. Actually, you know who John Cena would be awesome as Johnny Walker, the U.S. Agent. That would be freaking awesome.
Oh, that would be perfect.
That would be an interesting story to do.
If they were to do the exact the John Walker who was not not quite right in the head, that would be awesome. That'd be good. Someone get me Feige.
Yeah, but that would have worked if they weren't possibly,
Killing
and I
him?
put that in quotes, killing off, Chris Evans, because,
May I reference you to a Batman story called Battle for the Cowl?
Oh, this is true. Oh, that would be interesting. So, U.S. Agent, Falcon, and Bucky fighting to be Captain America.
Just prints money. It just prints money, especially in the Disney streaming app. I just give them my money right now.
Oh.
It's not even done. Just here you go, take my money. They are really showing Netflix. Oh, your shows are cute. Look what we're gonna do.
I like that idea. Oh man. Yeah, you're right. They got my money. If that's what they're doing, they got my money.
I'd be all about it.
So if you like the idea, folks, let us know. And maybe we'll get, we'll trick Marvel into doing it. One company you can trick. Well, yeah, you probably can. DC. It was announced, was it today or the other day? Ewan McGregor. Oh my God. I can't talk tonight. Ewan McGregor has been cast as Black Mask in the Birds of Prey movie.
I'm still iffy on this movie, but Ian McGregor, I don't know.
I like Ewan McGregor. What I don't like is Black Mask.
Yeah. He's one of those, he always came off as one of those Batman villains, when they don't have someone better to use,
Yeah, he's a C-list Batman villain at best.
Yeah. So, but that could be a good thing. Because, you know, maybe he can take the character and do something with it we're not expecting. And actually give us like, oh my god, I love the character, you know, write a comic like this.
That's true. I mean, like, Hiddleston gave a new life to Loki, you know?
Oh, definitely.
Well, I guess it could work. I don't know. I'm kind of with John on this. I'm not excited by the Birds of Prey thing so far. I'm not hating on it, but it's just nothing's grabbed me yet. Maybe trailer comes out, it looks great, I'll change my mind, but.
I will say that I am partially tainted because of the Birds of Prey TV series that was on, like,
wow.
Well, I know it goes back
18 years ago, something like that, early 2000s.
Yeah, but of course there's also the fact that this is DC we're talking here, and they will screw any movie up at this point. So we'll have to see.
Any movie?
Yeah, no, any movie. I mean, come on. They had Justice League, they had Batman and Superman in the same movie, and they screwed it up.
They really did.
Do you think they could possibly screw up Aquaman?
Oh yeah. Oh, easily. I mean, they would be good. If they let him loose, maybe he'll be okay, but I don't know. It's DC again. I am really just down today. I'm sorry. It's just
everyone has an off day.
We got Eeyore on the podcast today.
Yeah. Well, no. It'll suck.
I guess.
So, apparently, the predictions for the box office for Aquaman are trending pretty low. They're saying 60 to 80 million for the opening weekend.
What did they do this time?
I'm sorry, not 60 to 80, 40 to 60.
That's really low for a movie like this.
With the amount of CG and everything they put in. What did they do?
I think it's track record.
Yeah.
Like, these movies rely so much on goodwill. Like, you think about, if Marvel had just released Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy without building up or accruing some good faith, how well would they really have done? That being said, I think the trailers look pretty good, and I think it could get some good word of mouth, but this movie could die a painful death if it doesn't.
I think the way I'm kind of looking at it is from the comic book nerd side of things. We all think so far the trailers look better, or at least on the same level as Wonder Woman, definitely look better than Justice League and Batman v Superman. But that being said, I think the normies or the muggles are so fed up with the DC movies that there isn't a lot of buzz online for it as well.
You're right.
Like, no one's talking about this movie. It's just coming out.
They're all like me. It's like, oh, another DC movie. So what's Marvel doing next year?
You're right. I keep forgetting this movie's coming out even.
Exactly.
When is it? Jeez, we host a show. When is this movie coming out?
Mid-December.
Dude, that's a problem. Like, we host a show where we talk about these things, and we're all like, oh yeah, there's a Marvel movie coming out, or an Aquaman movie coming out. What is this? My brain just filled in the gap. That's bad, man.
That's awesome.
December 14th.
December 14th. So,
yes.
that's a problem, man. Like, they've done it to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and again, because all the buzz is, what's Avengers 4 going to be?
Well, yeah. That's what you get for investing 10 years and real writers into it, I mean, they did it right, and now when 4 comes out, everybody's going to know the date, the hour, and the minute when the movie started and they first saw it. and they literally have all the money. All of the money.
Though they do say that even though the predictions are so low, that James Wan and the creative team are still very excited about the movie. So much so that Jason Momoa is already starting to pitch ideas for the sequel. So
Jeff Johns went on a press junket when Green Lantern came out and said they have enough stuff for 4. Green Lantern will have 4 sequels.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that happened. That was a thing.
Well, maybe.
It'll come out when Gem and the Holograms has its sequel.
They did make a Gem movie, didn't they?
Yeah,
they did.
I totally forgot about that.
And they teased the Misfits at the end. They teased the second one.
I don't know what astounds me more, the fact that they actually made a Gen movie or that you saw it.
Who says I saw it?
How did you know?
I know shit. I just, who was it? I think it was either the Nostalgia Critic or the Cinema Snob that did a show on it. I forget which. One of them did a show on it, and that's how I know about it.
You went to the theater. You went to the theater.
No, there are no magical ponies in it. I wouldn't have seen that in the movie.
I'm fairly certain no one went to the theater to see that movie.
You have it on Blu-ray and DVD.
Come on.
I still can't believe that came out. It had completely disappeared from my memory.
Well, and so the other show that we were just talking about.
What show?
What show?
No, how did we get to this? How did we get to talking about Gem and the Holograms?
Oh yeah, Aquaman.
December 14th, ladies and gentlemen.
They're in trouble.
Oh, this is not good.
Is there, realistically though, is there anything worse than just indifference?
No, there isn't.
I think that's what it doesn't even inspire hate. Like, at least Batman and Superman inspired some, emotion. This just seems to be getting a collective.
Yeah, if it was bad, there'd be buzz.
Right.
But there's not even that.
Yeah. An apathetic superhero film, man. That can't be nothing worse.
How about a TV series for a comic book that I've never read, but I actually want to see the show?
Which is?
So go ahead.
No, it's like I was going to say, it looks pretty. Never mind, go ahead. You do your thing.
Rick Remender's Image Comics series, Deadly Class, is coming out. They just released a new trailer. It looks really good, and it reminded me of a John Hughes film.
Very, very much. With murder.
Yes.
And swords.
It's set to debut January 16th, 2019. If you want to see the new trailer, you can catch it on our website.
So which came out first? Was it the comic for this, or was it Battle Royale?
Oh, Battle Royale. This came out maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of like a variation on the theme, I guess.
Harry Potter for assassins.
Yes. Yes.
Well, okay then.
Set in the 80s, and that's the other reason why the show seems to have a very John Hughes feel to it. But yeah, it's like the new kid. He's trying to get along, and he basically gets picked on by the popular kid, and they're like, he's gonna kill you. And in this school, they literally mean that. Because it's a school to learn how to be an assassin.
I think it looks pretty fun, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I haven't watched anything on Sci-Fi, to be honest, in a long time, but I'm definitely gonna check this out. Speaking of...
actually, I'm sorry. I was gonna say, I can't remember last thing on Sci-Fi that I actually wanted to watch. I thought you
liked Krypton.
Yeah, I was about to ask, are you still watching Krypton?
That's right, Krypton exists. What happened to that? I thought they were going to have a second season.
We had some Lobo picks, so I think it's coming soon. Right?
That's right. They're bringing, yeah.
Because there's supposed to be a season 2. Season 2 is likely airing on March 19th on Sci-Fi. Okay.
Oh, so we got time.
Yeah. All right. You didn't miss it. You're not a bad fan.
Actually, I'm only a mildly interested fan at this point. It's okay. You know, which means that it's better than Gotham.
Yeah, I was going to say it's okay. That's like high praise from you, though.
This is true. I will watch anything.
Yes.
Except Gotham.
I don't blame you. I got one episode into that and it was donezo.
And then we got, speaking of TV series that are probably better than Gotham, we got our first look at Henry Cavill as Geralt from The Witcher.
Okay, I don't know anything about The Witcher.
Makes two of us.
You guys never played the games?
No.
You guys are frustrating.
Hey, I'm a Minecraft guy, so.
I like Tetris.
Yeah. That's all you have time for is one game of Tetris.
That's all bathroom breaks. That's the only video game I've ever gotten into. Matt used to beat the snouts out of me in video games. When your little brother dominates you, you want nothing to do with anything.
See, I'm busy with Vikings Clash of Clans and a little Minecraft every once in a while, but even I'm too busy to really play anything that like requires a sit down of 8 hours. I mean,
yeah.
So Dave, talk about Witcher. It's all yours. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
It's basically a game about kidnapping, sex, betrayal, and magic. You know, all the stuff you love.
So basically, ABC Afternoon.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, God, I haven't played in a while, but Geralt is the main character. He's, I believe, a witch hunter. And,
wait a minute. This sounds familiar. Wasn't Vin Diesel in this?
No, what was the name of that movie? Damn it. Well, okay.
The Last Witch Hunter.
The Last Witch Hunter, which probably was loosely based on the game, now that you say it. But, you know, you can do magic and you use weapons and you kill people and things, and it's Dungeons and Dragons on steroids, basically.
Okay.
And
played Dungeons and Dragons on steroids. I'm pretty sure I would be able to sit for long with steroids, but.
No, you're thinking of hemorrhoids.
No, steroids, you would not be able to sit still.
But anyway, the picture came out, and I had the same thought that everyone else on the planet did, is the character is usually drawn with 5 o'clock shadow in the game, but Henry Cavill's clean shaven in the picture, so it was like, what?
The most controversial facial hair of any human being on the planet.
Exactly. I think he's just trolling people with his facial hair now.
Seriously. You sent us this, and the first thing I thought, and I haven't known anything about The Witcher, and all I could think is, this guy looks like a Targaryen from Game of Thrones.
Nice.
Maybe he is.
That last season's gonna be crazy.
I'm just, it's interesting because the books aren't done yet. So how do you finish the series?
Apparently they had to sit him down and they said, all right, look, where's this going? And George don't care. That HBO money is sweet. So he's like, all right, here's what we're doing. And then he's probably gonna troll us all and go in a completely different direction in the books.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's probably like asking Robert Jordan where it's going to end. Yeah,
Aren't they doing that too? They're doing a Wheel of Time show.
Yes, there's a Wheel of Time. And Robert Jordan, he passed away before he could finish the series, and, you know, I guess he was too busy writing multi-page, descriptions of leaves or something, you know, it's just, I don't know. I think you're right. He's trolling, and we'll get a completely different ending in the books or something not very close to what's going to happen.
I think it's, or if everyone loves it, he'll do something similar but different. If everyone hates how the show ends, he'll go home.
Oh, he's trial ballooning. That's cheating.
Oh, either way, a lot of people are going to die that you like.
Oh, yes.
So again, we have no interest in The Witcher, and we're talking about Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Oh, poor Henry Cavill. Like we've said before, he's a good actor. It's just that he's getting these crap roles.
No,
he was
a lot of
he was a
people are
great
going to watch
Mission
it.
Impossible villain.
Just whoever's doing the show, guys, just CG some facial hair on him. We know you can take it off, so put some on.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think we're going to round out this week's episode with a couple quick interviews. We promised this one before, and we didn't get to it, so we're going to give it to you now. And of course, it's T. Franklin. She's the author of Juke Joint and Bingo Love. And I got a chance to talk to her real quick at New York Comic Con. And here you go.
Hey everyone, we're now here with T. Franklin, creator of Juke Joint. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. Yourself?
So, you enjoying the show this year?
Oh Lord, it's a long show. I keep forgetting every year how long this show actually is until I'm on my second day. Good God. Great show though, great show.
Well, that's good. So for the people at home listening, can you give us the elevator pitch of Juke Joint?
Juke Joint is basically American Horror Story Coven meets Law & Order SVU. If Olivia Benson was a black woman who had supernatural powers, instead of locking up the bad guy, she would kill him. That's pretty much it.
Straight and to the point.
Yeah.
Cool. So, you also have worked for Image too, correct?
I have a book with Image called Bingo Love. It was originally a Kickstarter, and then Image picked up Bingo Love.
And
it came out February of this year.
Okay. Where did the inspiration for that come from?
Bingo Love came from a commercial. I saw a heart commercial with two black women looking at a guy. And I said, well, what if it was a woman instead they were looking at?
Right.
And then Bingo Love came to be.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so one of the things that we actually say on the podcast is don't let your cake be caught on the door, which started out as just as a kind of a joke, but it's really morphed into don't let obstacles get in your way from achieving your goals.
Mm-hmm.
What are some obstacles in your life, and how have you overcome them?
For one, I'm a black, queer, disabled woman. There's nobody, the comics industry does not really have folks who look like me. So that is a very, extremely big obstacle within itself. But I don't let it deter me from doing the things that I need to do. I push on.
How do you find the strength to push on sometimes? I
don't have a choice. If I want something done, I got to do it. Plain and simple.
All right.
Otherwise, it won't get done. Otherwise, I won't have books out there, right? So I got to push. I got to make it happen. It's no excuse, you know? No matter how tired I am, no matter how much pain I'm in, I got to get it done and make it happen.
All right. And then the question that we normally wrap up on is, how do you measure success?
When I have folks come up to me and thanking me, when I have little girls as young as 7 saying that Bingo Love touched their lives, when I have queer, brown grandmas come up to me and say, this is my life, thank you for telling it. I don't care how many books I sell. When I have people like that come up to me, that is all the success that I need.
Awesome. So where can people find you online?
You can find me online at M-I-Z-T-E-E Franklin on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, tfranklin.com. And, I think that's pretty much it. Okay. Bingo Love is on sale now. The new Bingo Love book will be coming next month. And Juke Joint is available right now, if you can find it, because it's sold out everywhere.
Well, that's good to know.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
All right. I know you guys really enjoyed that one.
Oh, absolutely.
She's a talented writer. Come on. Give her her due.
Yeah.
And I'm including this one this week because, for those who haven't signed up at patreon.com/superheroespeak, here's a taste of some of the bonus interviews that we have up there. A lot of people, were interested in this one. So I'm putting it on here, but we still have, and of course it's the one and only Bruce Timm. This was, a round table that you did, John.
Yep. And it was cool. We have, Bruce Timm. We have the video for this.
Yes.
You should put that up at some point.
Yes, we're gonna probably release the video the same time we release this episode, cause we're putting it all out on Front Street this time. But go ahead and listen to this, and if you like it and you want to hear some of the other coverage from New York that hasn't been released on episodes yet, go to patreon.com/superheroespeak. But without further ado, here is the one and only Bruce Timm.
Hey guys, good to see you. How are you?
Good.
Good.
What effect do you feel the animated series has had on the comic industry? Comics now have grown to other media and also pop culture overall. It's really a touchstone. It's touched it all in a way.
That's a really huge question. I don't know. I'm not the person to talk about that. I mean, it's gratifying that it's had legs all these years, and that people look back on it fondly, and there was, for a whole generation of people, it was kind of like their gateway into comics and into Batman in specific, which was kind of by design, but it's cool. I don't know. I'm humbled.
That was actually a good answer.
Okay, go ahead.
Batman's turning 80 next year.
Wow.
And I'm wondering if you could tell me what you think it is about Batman that has kept them so relevant for so long.
This is the hard table. I have no idea. I mean, I wish I had a better answer for you, except that I just think Batman looks great. I mean, he's got the best costume motif in comics. I mean, nothing comes close. And with that costume is like, he's sexy. I mean, he's dark and he's sexy. He's broody, and he's got really great villains. And I mean, it's that whole world is like really, it's really intoxicating, really compelling in a way that almost no other character in comics can come close to it. So, but in terms of making him relevant and stuff, I don't know. I mean, it is amazing to me how flexible he is as a character. That you could have something as kind of silly as the Adam West Show or the old 50s comics, and then you have stuff like Neil Adams and Frank Miller and what we did, and even more extreme, Arkham Asylum and things like that. And yet they're all kind of the same characters. Like that character can encompass all of those different things. He can do space aliens and serial killers. It's like, and yet it kind of works. So.
And you see that throughout the show. Like,
well, we tried. I mean, we certainly tried to lean into making it more street level. The series, we tried to stay away from aliens and stuff like that. We certainly had robots and stuff, but even then, we tried to keep the robots more, kind of retro styled. But yeah.
I think one of the things that makes the show timeless, in a way, is the Art Deco styling crossed with the more high-tech stuff. Can you talk a little bit about how you decided on using that for the show?
One of my big pet peeves working in animation, even before Batman, was I would hate getting a script from the writers that had like tons and tons of topical jokes. This even happened on Tiny Toons, and I don't want to bash Tiny Toons, but working as a storyboard artist on Tiny Toons, we would get jokes, or there'd be like Roseanne Barr jokes, or Jerry Seinfeld jokes or whatever. And it's just like, yeah, okay, that's fine. That's funny today. 20 years from now, are people really going to be? I mean, now, who knew Roseanne Barr would come back? Jerry Seinfeld's now on, Comedians in Cars, but at the same time, but you know what I mean, right? It's like there's specific, timely jokes, and so I really tried to avoid that. And hey, I wanted to set the show in the past just because it looked better. I love that time period. I love the 30s and the 40s. I love film noir. I love Universal horror movies. I love German expressionism movies. So things like Citizen Kane and Out of the Past and The Big Sleep. I mean that's just gravy to me. So I just wanted to set it in that look. Also, it's historically that's when Batman was created. It was like 1938, 1939. So again, it's kind of it works with that character. But also at the same time, I was very much aware that by doing this, it has its own time and place. It's a time that never was because it's 40s styled, but it has computers and it's got cell phones, but they look really really weird and retro. So it's never going to date because it's already predated. So.
Going with the level of the question so far, what's the meaning of life, the universe, and everything?
Well, I'll tell you.
No, seriously, actually, the real question is, back then it was very unusual to have threaded stories that ran for entire series. At what point did you decide to do that, and what kept it going through all the rest of the series, like Zeta Project, Batman Beyond, Superman, and then...
that was all a retcon.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Well, because, again, the show was not as serialized as you may seem to think it was. Every episode was a standalone. The only ones that were connected were episodes that had a recurring villain. And even then, a lot of those were even standalone. A lot of those didn't, directly connect. The only ones I can really think of that really did were, the Mr. Freeze ones, which those actually definitely had a progression. But almost any Joker show, you can watch them without any relation to any other Joker show. It really wasn't until... Okay, so we combined the Superman and Batman and at the beginning of the Batman revamp episodes. So there was a little bit of continuity there, but it wasn't until we did Justice League that we went, okay, we can kind of knit all of this stuff together. Even bringing in Zeta as the practice robot that they used to beat the crap out of. That was really more just as a way of expanding the scope of Justice League and looking backwards and saying, what can we take from all these old shows and kind of tie them into one big saga. So,
was there a trigger for that? Something that made you think, hey, what if we did this and this?
It was when we plotted the episode Fearful Symmetry on Justice League Unlimited. When that was the first one where it was we planted the seeds of the Cadmus episode, the Cadmus arc. When we plotted that, when we looked backwards and said, we have a lot of government conspiracy plots in all of the different shows. What if they were all the same government conspiracy? And that's when we started knitting it all back together.
This show was obviously very successful. It was also much darker and more serious than a lot of cartoons that have come before it. Did you notice any change in the industry that has happened as a result of the success of Batman?
Not really. I mean, if anything, there may have been a little bit of a pushback on it because as much as the show was a hit critically and with ratings, we would hear occasionally from the network that they would go, yeah, we wish the show would hit that kid demographic a little bit stronger. We think maybe the show's maybe a little too adult, maybe it's a little too dark. And I would hear that at other places. I mean, people would give me backhanded compliments about the show. They'd say, "Oh yeah, we really like your show. It's a little dark, but it's good." So if anything, I think maybe for a short period of time after the show, that maybe it kind of went back the other way. That they, pushed more for make the shows more kid friendly. And here's the lovely Tara Strong to tell you more about it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was a good entrance. I like that. Hi guys.
John, asking for him to adopt you, that was just weird.
Well, it was either him or Kevin Conroy.
Remember that show My Two Dads from the 80s?
Oh, God, yes.
Yes.
Alyssa Milano, right?
No, the girl from Step by Step, Stacy something or other. I can't think of her name.
Oh, okay. No, well, that was Alyssa Milano. Oh, there were a lot of them like that. Multiple dads, apparently.
Alyssa Milano was Who's the Boss.
Oh. Was it?
Yes.
Okay. I remember the two dads. Okay. I have no idea. Okay.
It was Paul Reiser. It was Paul Reiser's show.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, fine. Two dads. Fine.
Okay, so what does that have to do with Bruce Timm?
You were saying Kevin Conroy and Bruce Timm.
Well, because he asked for two dads, so it just popped in there.
Oh my God. John's two dads.
If Gozer came and I was around, we'd be in trouble. The most random thing would slaughter us all.
They did that on Legends, on Legends. They did that exact thing. They pulled a okay, everybody clear their minds and think of the most perfect warrior and what the hell have we made? It was a 50-foot blue plushie.
So we're going to be slaughtered by my two dads, played by Bruce Timm and Kevin Conroy.
There could be worse fates.
Yeah.
Do tell.
Could be a DC movie
Oh, well, that's true.
that kills us all. Like Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, where we'd all sit there watching the movie and bugs would eat our face.
Well, on that pleasant note, I think.
Now you've lost me.
I think that this show has gone completely off the rails for this week. So, if you've enjoyed what you listened to, don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes. You can now subscribe to us on Spotify, or Stitcher, or anywhere podcasts are available. And don't forget, go to patreon.com/superhero-speak for lots of great bonus stuff. And until next time, thanks for listening, and don't let your cape get caught in the door. Have a good week.